Hi, welcome to Prenatal Yoga. My name's Calyn and I'll be guiding you through this practice today. This practice is available for all trimesters and all levels of yogis. So if it's your first yoga class, I welcome you. And if not, welcome back. This class will be focusing on strengthening and stretching the entire body, but having a deep focus on presence. So this is a bit of a meditative type aspect to our prenatal yoga class, which is really beneficial for just keeping you relaxed and preparing you for birth. So come into a comfortable seated position, close your eyes, and just allow the whole body to settle. Just notice how you're breathing in your body, just as an observer without any judgment, noticing how the breath moves, fills you up, and releases. Bring your hands to baby in whichever position is most comfortable. And start to deepen your breath right into the space of the womb. With every inhale, feel your body expanding. And every exhale, relax a little bit more. In your mind's eye, you can visualize your uterus and baby inside of the uterus as your breath flows all around, creating a protective layer, and just feeling that sense of deep connection, the deepest connection that you'll ever have as baby grows inside of you. And you can release your hands, open your eyes, change your seated position if wanted. If you're cross-legged or you have one foot in front of the other, you can switch to the opposite side or whatever works best for you. Inhale, bring your chest forward as you open in the throat. Eyes can close again here if you'd like to really send your focus within. Exhale, round the spine, chin in towards the chest. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhale, open your arms up wide to the sky, bring the palms together, and then slowly release the left hand down as you reach to the side with the right arm, opening up in the side of the body. And slowly come up through center all the way to the opposite side. Inhale, back up. Walk your palms forward, come onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. Create a stable table here by spreading the fingers wide apart, rooting them down into the earth. And you're stacking the joints, so wrist is under the shoulder and knee is under the hips. And you can tuck or untuck the back toes. Just see how that feels on your knees. It's always nice to have extra padding if necessary. If your body is asking for that, then just go grab a blanket or something like that and you can place it under your knees or under your wrists. Hug baby back towards spine. Look down at your mat so you create length in the back of your neck. And bring that awareness back to your breath. So follow your breath from the beginning of your inhale all the way to the end of the exhale. Inhale, extend the right leg back behind you, toes pointing down, reaching the sole of the foot back as you straighten the leg. You can bring your weight into the right hand a little more and extend the left arm forward. If you like the support of your hand down, you can always take that variation. Exhale, lower the right hand down and lower the ball of the right foot down as you really reach back, opening up in the back of the leg. Even press down with the bases of your hands, of your palms. Slowly pivot the back foot down so it's parallel to the back of your mat and extend the right arm all the way up to the sky. Broaden through your chest. Create some space in the whole cavity of the heart. Exhale, lower the right hand down. And lower the knee down, rock the hips side to side. Come back into the neutral tabletop position. Inhale, extend your left leg back behind you. So straighten the leg as best you can, but really reach back with the heels. The toes point downward and down towards the center line of the body. If you feel good here, you can start to extend the right arm forward. Exhale, slowly lower the right palm down, lower the ball of the left foot to the mat, and then start to reach back with the heel. Slowly pivot the left foot down, parallel to the back of your mat. Really stabilize into the right arm and reach the left arm up. Gaze can follow if that's okay on the neck. You can always look down if that's better for you. Exhale, lower the left palm down, lower the left knee down, and rock the hips side to side. Tuck your toes under, so you're bringing the balls of the feet to the mat, and come to sitting on your heels. If this is really uncomfortable for your feet, you can always come onto the balls of onto the shoelace part of your foot. But if you can stay here, this is really great to help open the back fascial lines of the body. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders soften and relax down your back. Spine is nice and long, extending all the way out the crown of your head. Bring your arms forward and start to roll your wrists. Create really big circles going all the way around, and then take the opposite direction. Slowly bring the palms down to the mat, untuck your toes, and then walk your hands to the top of your mat. We'll be transitioning into downward facing dog. Sometimes this can make heartburn a little bit worse in pregnancy, so if that's the case for you in this practice right now, just stay in a tabletop position. Otherwise, fingers are spread really wide apart, so creating that really strong base again. The inner triad of your hands is rooted down into the mat. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up towards the sky and start to pedal the heels. Bend into one knee, bend into the opposite knee. And then come into stillness. Heels don't have to come all the way down to the mat. And you can also bend deeply into your knees. Just see how it feels for you, how your hamstrings are at this moment. And then with that really rooted base of the hands, send the shoulders down the back. Melt the chest down towards the legs. Inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. And again, have the toes point downward like we did at the beginning of class. Reaching back with the heel, straightening the leg. And then another variation of three-legged dog. Start to stack the hips And bend into the right knee. Create some ankle rolls with your foot and opposite direction. And slowly lower the foot down. Lower the knees down. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders. You can tuck or untuck the back toes. Bring your chest forward, open up into the throat, but keep your lower back in a stable position. Exhale, round the spine, like making an angry cat shape. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round the spine. One more. And moving to the opposite side, back into downward facing dog. Plant your palms down to the mat. And lift the hips up to the sky. Inhale, extend the left leg back behind you, toes pointing down. And then you can start to stack the hips, opening up the hips towards the left side of the room and bending into the left knee. And create some circles with the foot, really getting into the ankle joint, opposite direction. And then slowly lower the foot down. Look forward, take some big steps at the sides of your mat all the way to the top. And then taking a modified standing forward fold, which is definitely better if you are experiencing heartburn. Bring the arms just above the knees. And you can rock the hips side to side or stay in stillness. Maybe letting the head hang heavy. And slowly coming all the way up to standing. We'll take a big step back with the left foot and point the right foot forward. You can have heel to heel alignment with the feet or heel to arch alignment to see how that feels. And the left toes, bring them in slightly. So start with parallel to the back of the mat and then just bring the toes in slightly. This is better for the SI joint. Straighten the legs. Inhale, arms extend out to shoulder height. Reach forward with the right hand and then open up, left arm to the sky. Hand can come down to your leg, anywhere on the leg, just avoiding the knee joints. So if you want to come up a bit higher, that's fine too. And if you have a block is really nice to use here. Into Trikonasana, triangle pose. If you have any shoulder injuries, you can always bring your hand to your hip or lower back. Really root down into the mat with the outer edge of the left foot. And bring that present awareness back into the rhythm of your breath. Slight bend into the right knee. Come all the way up to standing. Hands down by your sides. Pivot the right foot in. Pivot the left foot out. Moving into Trikonasana on the other side. So now that you've moved your feet, really stabilize and root, ground the feet down into the mat. Bring the right toes in a little bit. If it does feel better for you to go parallel, you can do that. That's traditionally how triangle pose would be set up with, but we've learned a lot about SI joints, so usually it's better to bring the toes in a bit. Inhale, extend the arms out to shoulder height. Reach forward with the left hand, and then open the body up. Stack the shoulders, stack the arms, stack the hips, straighten the legs, engage the thighs. Slight bend into the knee, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Pivot your toes in and then heel toe the feet together to about hip distance apart. Bring your arms down by your side so you're in an anatomical position into Tadasana, mountain pose. Rock front and back on the feet, all the way to the heels, all the way to the toes. And then really start to notice the soles of the feet. Are there any tender areas, or do you feel like your feet are really open? Or maybe you've got swollen feet, hopefully not. And then once you finish rocking for a bit, come into a neutral position. Really spread the feet out so they're taking up as much space as possible. You can even lift them up a bit, spread the toes wide apart. And then really focus on all the areas of your body. So we're pressing the soles of the feet down into the earth. Lift the kneecaps, engage the thighs, engage your core. Shoulders soften down the back. Palms are open forward. You can close your eyes, relax your jaw, tuck your chin in slightly. Full body engagement. And finding some good posture in the body like this is really helpful for lower back pain, which is another thing you might be experiencing during your pregnancy. And we'll take a releasing breath. Inhale deeply through both of your nostrils. Exhale fully out your mouth. And you can just release the whole body and just allow the body to be soft in a natural standing position. So the feet are still about hip distance apart. Start to bring the arms down by the sides, bend into the knees. Bring the arms forward into Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink the hips down a little bit lower. Squeeze your belly back towards your spine. Arms can stay forward. You can bring them up if you'd like. You can bring them at heart center or even to the hips. Stay connected to your breath, so full, long, deep inhales and exhales. Practicing things like chair pose are beneficial to help prepare you for labor. Connecting to the breath, breathing through it. One more breath. And exhale slowly, bend into the elbows. Heel toe the feet a little bit further apart. Into a forward fold. Allow the upper body to hang heavy. You can stay here in this supported variation, or if you want to bring your hands down to the mat, you can. Legs can be straight or bend into the knees. And slowly make your way back up to standing. Step up to the top of your mat. This time, take a step back with your right foot. Feet are on two different planes. And come up onto the ball of your foot so your back heel is lifted. If your balance is a little bit off like mine is today, you can always use a wall beside you or a prop. Our balance can be off when we're pregnant, especially in the third trimester like this. So we just want to make sure to keep our body stabilized. So using the wall is always a great idea, or using any props. If you feel stabilized, you can bring your hands to your hips and then just feel the bony parts in the front of your hips, your pelvis, and bend into your left knee. Bring your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, open up in the chest. This is so good for your shoulders and neck if you work on a computer, but also the extra weight that we have from our chest. You can bring your hands back to your hip and slowly step up to the top of your mat. We'll move to the opposite side. Bring your left foot back. Come up onto the ball of your foot. Bend into the knee. Stacking the knee on top of the ankle. So again, that's for the support of your body. And then just feel those bones out in front of you. They're both pointing forward. Sink down as low as feels good. You can always bend into the back knee. You can always drop the back knee for more support as well. Bring your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, open the chest. And you can release the hands back down to your hips, step up to the top of your mat. So coming back into Tadasana, bring hands back to baby. Just send your breath to baby as you allow sensations to settle in your body. And you can release. Come back to the top of your mat and come up high onto the balls of your feet. Extend your arms forward, palms facing down. And slowly bend the knees, coming down to the mat. And we'll be taking a pose called Malasana. You may want to have a prop here, so something you can sit right on. If this doesn't feel good, you should know right away when you come into it how it feels. But your toes can be pointing outward, and let the hips sink down low. So you may want your support here. Sit right on your block or a pillow or stacked books. Bring your hands together at heart center. Elbows can come to the inner knees. If that doesn't feel like too much of an opening for you, that is a little bit extra give there. Keep the spine nice and long, so we have the tendency to roll the shoulders forward. Keep the chest open, spine nice and long. Close the eyes. Here you can also bring some awareness to your pelvic floor muscles, engaging and releasing. And you can start to let that go, and then use the support of your hands to bring yourself down into a seated position. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide, but bring the feet pretty close to the body. You can always have some support from blocks on the sides of your knees. Otherwise, open the feet up like a book. Keep the chest lifted forward. Perhaps you want to stay here in this position, or you can start to come forward slightly. Just see how that feels. Yoga should never be painful. Sometimes you're in a little bit of discomfort, but no sort of pain, pulling, anything like that. That doesn't feel good. If you do ever feel that, just come back out a little bit and then connect back to the full rhythm of your breath, so you can really send that out into your entire body. You can make your way back up. We'll come back into a tabletop position just for one more little bit of strengthening in the body. So align your body, stacking the joints. Inhale, extend the right leg back behind you. You can point your toes this time and extend the left arm forward. And then we're going to take some pulses, lowering the hand and foot down. Inhale, back up. If you like to go slower, please do go slower. And release down. Move to the opposite side, extend the left leg back behind you, right arm forward. So about 10 we'll be taking. And lower the hand and foot down. Come back into your seated position. Extend your legs out to either side. just to a space where you're feeling something. So they don't have to be that wide. They can be any distance apart, but you just have lots of space for belly to be able to hinge forward. Move the fleshy part out from underneath you so you feel really rooted down into the ground. Toes are pointing up towards the sky, backs of the legs rooting down into the mat. So anywhere you're making connection to the mat is really having a strong foundation. If you do have discomfort in your hamstrings, you can bend into the knees. Another variation would even be bringing the soles of the feet down and relaxing here. So find your position. You may want to stay here, or you can start to walk the hands forward. Hands can come forward. You can come onto your forearms. Keep those toes lifted up. You can come further down as well, just as long as you're not squishing your belly. You'll know it's pretty intuitive when you go into any sort of pose, whether it feels right for you or not, just depending where you're at in your pregnancy. And slowly come all the way back up to seated if you are down. And then with helping hands, you can bring your feet to the side. Come all the way to laying on your left hand side. Lengthen the left arm all the way out. And then you can use the other hand for a bit of support. Stack the knees if you'd like, or straighten the left leg. Bend the right knee into our final resting pose. Shavasana. This is our prenatal Shavasana. If you are comfortable still laying on your back, feel free to take that. If you have time, please stay in final rest for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, with helping hands, come back up into a seated position on your mat, sitting in whatever way suits you best in this moment. And we'll just finish our class off with a breathing technique, which is really relaxing, so it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. And it can be pretty cleansing for your whole nasal passageway, and it balances energy in your body. So we'll take a mudra with the right hand called Pranayama mudra. Bring the pointer finger and middle finger in, so that's your peace fingers, into your palm, leaving your thumb extended out, ring finger out, and pinky finger out. Your other hand can rest in any area that it would like to. And your thumb will be for your right nostril and your ring finger for your left. So just keep that mudra with your hands, close your eyes, lengthen up through the spine all the way out the crown of your head. And just start to slow the body down. Inhale slowly, both nostrils. Exhale slowly, both. Plug your right nostril with your thumb, inhale left. Close your left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Just one more round. Inhale left. Plug left, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right, exhale left. Lower your hand down, inhale slowly, both nostrils. Exhale slowly, both. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Just breathe naturally. Softly flutter the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you got something really great out of this practice, and I hope to see you again. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could give it a like, comment below, or subscribe to my channel, that will help me to be able to create more content for you. Thanks so much. Namaste.